Thank you for the call today. So for everyone information, we are recording this call. Thank you very much. So over to you, Kshitij.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Uh, so yes, so uh, thank you everyone for like being here, and I'm like really glad to take you all through the like very foundation part of our work, like the MWS registry and how it powers our how it powers the tools which we work with. So let me just share my screen. Okay. Uh, So can you show the GE app? Like I'm not able to share my screen here. No?
You sure, Kshitij. Kshitij, I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so let me know if you can see it.
Okay, so last time we had showed you this, showed you our GE app. So just to see. So as you can see, this app helps us in visualizing like all the data sets which we have made, and how how is the complete hydrological hierarchy that exists in the Indian landscape. So here we have the basins. Like, let me just load it. Hmm. So as you can see, like we have these basins, which are like the area unit for us. So these are like the Ganga basins or Godavari, and these basins are further divided into sub-basins. Uh-huh. So basins are further, we have further divided into sub-basins. So here you can see the basin name and sub-basin name in the sub-basins property. And each sub-basin have the multiple watersheds. So let me just zoom in a bit so it is more clear. Hmm. Hmm. And like each sub-basin have these micro watersheds then. So, and each micro watershed, like we have the smallest, this is the higher micro watershed is the smallest hydrological, like meaningful units which we have. So I think the hierarchy should be clear, like how the basins, sub-basins, watershed and micro watershed are there. So just let me like
shift the focus a bit on the micro watershed, because this is the main heart of our work. So typically the micro watershed ranges between 500 to 1500 hectares, and it is like small enough to capture the, like you can say, diversity of the land, and like it is also large enough to carry the like meaningful hydrological behavior. And like you can also think this as similar to the area of a village. Also, when we like analyze the landscape, we use these units now, because these are, like you can say, spatially consistent across the regions, and like these are the meaningful for the land and watershed planning. And it is also like independent of the administrative, like changing administrative boundaries. So like you can say like MWS checks all these boxes. That's why we use this MWS, and we index the data on the MWS. And also last week, I think you guys will remember, like we showed an Excel which had lots of data point about, like you can say, related to agriculture, or related to the precipitation, groundwater runoff, or like surface water bodies. So all these values were computed on the micro watershed. So that's why we call micro watershed as our data structure, because everything which we do revolves around it. So do you guys have any question about it, or like we can continue?
Okay, I have one question. Are these microshades stays consistent throughout the years or they do change?
Punit, your voice is very low. Can you please?
Yeah, I'm asking one question that is these microshades are consistent uh, throughout the years or do they change?
No, no, these are consistent. These don't change a lot. And like if you like think about changing, so these like may change over, I think, a decade, as these are just the boiled down version of the basins, and these don't change very frequently.
Okay,
So these are consistent.
okay, thank you.
When they change, do they change on the in the order of like meters or like kilometers?
So it never change. Basically, we obtain it by a algorithm, so it never change. It remain the same. So
Okay, thanks.
okay,
Yeah,
so
I have a question.
Mhm.
The smallest unit in your system is the micro watershed, right? So, if you want to, let's
Yes.
say, calculate the groundwater level at the micro watershed, how do you actually do it, given that CGWB and all give groundwater levels at a particular station or a well?
If you want to know about how we calculate the data,
Yeah,
so you can like shoot these data set questions in the Discord channel, and we will just connect you guys with the people, like with the researchers who have implemented this. So they will be like able to answer you like better on this. And like we also shared the manual which had all the calculation and details about the models which we use for this. So like you can also go through it, but yeah, we will be glad if you ask this shoot this question on the Discord. So yeah.
yeah, sure. Thank you.
So I think we can continue, huh? Hmm. So now, as I said, keep- like, huh. So like building on that, like how the NWS is in data structure. So So we have like built a tool around this. Like you can say the MWS powers this tool. Like and like let's say we need to see the data for this location. So yeah, uh, here you can see these blue boundaries are the MWS boundaries. So you can say like the MWS here becomes the organizing layer onto which we attach multiple data sets. And using this data set, we can like see the patterns or like what is the condition over there of an area. So let's say we want to filter out the areas which have the rainfall, like arid rainfall, or let's say moderate or high. So mainly in this area, the rainfall was between 1200 to 1620 mm. So, so we can think MWS as a container. Okay, so each container carries some data related to hydrology, agriculture data, climate patterns, and also we have some restoration related data also. So let's say we want to see the area which have some tree reduction between 500 to 50 to 100 hectares. So it becomes highlighted as we select more options. Like let's say we want to have an area which had a potential for wide scale restoration. So more like filter become like more areas are filtered out based on the indicators which we are selecting. Like in by indicator I mean the characteristic. We can say these are the characteristic of the MWS, or like these characteristic are being derived due to like MWS being a data structure. So these are using the data points which the MWS contains, we are able to derive these things. And because the boundary is standard and consistent, so data becomes comparable in across several regions. So this MWS container is extremely helpful when we are thinking of building some planning tools or some dashboards. So yes, like this KYL tool we built like to help the NGOs and organize some civil society organizations or some government team to get a high level understanding of the diversity within the block and a block or tehsil. And like I want to emphasize that KYL is only possible because of the MWS because the MWS registry exists. So when you like look at the KYL and like go through several tehsils which we have made available. So you can explore more patterns here, like related to agriculture, and like we want to see what is the show me the area which have the high irrigation risk. So using the high irrigation risk, we have like for the it highlights the micro watershed, which has the like water availability like this and surface water availability like these like this. So these all are computed from the MWS level data sets. So like the KYL like sits top on this hydrological model which we have built. So any confusions or any questions about this?
Okay, this MWS regions, they have a unique area and a unique identifier in the database, kind of
Yep.
something.
Yep.
And
So by unique identifier, we have a MWS ID for each,
mhm,
have a ID for each MWS. Using
okay,
that ID, we have like separate data pointers for each MWS. And
right.
like you can see here, like this MWS have some ID and some data set is linked to it. So using that MWS ID, you can like query the what is the characteristic of this area. So you can
Okay.
think it of this as this also.
Okay. Thank you.
Like you can see here, the if we click on a micro watershed, so for this micro watershed ID, we have a like terrain type of mostly plains, and it has some Narega assets and, the cropping intensity. So these are all like data points which is related to that MWS, and each MWS has a like different unique ID, which is like variable through our APIs, which we will give you a walkthrough in like later part of this session.
ఇప్పుడు ఏం మాట్లాడట్లేదు.
My voice is low. Can you please speak a bit louder? Uma, are you asking anything? Okay. Okay, so now just to summarize this, summarize what I have like shared with you guys. So like you can see how the G. Hmm. Like using the G, you can see all the basin, sub-basin, watershed to get an idea about how the hydrological hierarchy which we are using here. And I also like shared how our like computed data sets live on top of the MWS framework or MWS data structure which we have built. And I also like shared with you guys like how the MWS data structure powers the tools which we have built for the NGOs and CSOs. So with that context, I'll hand over the hand it over to my colleague Ankit, so he can like take it from here. Okay, thank you, Kshitij. So we will also share this link over the Discord. So this GE app contains all our pan India asset of different category, right? You can access it via Earth Engine APIs or even access this and do the analysis. So that is also available. We will share it with you after this call. So over to Ankit, he will give us the brief walkthrough of our starter kit and how we are defining the core structure, core stack data structure. So he will explain the ER entity relationship to you. So over to you, Ankit.
Yeah, hi everyone. Hey, yeah. So let me share my screen. Okay. Uh,
Yeah, Ankit, you can share. I stop sharing.
Give me 1 second. So is it sharing?
No, we cannot see it. Are you sharing it? I allowed you share.
Mm, Okay, let me come over to your place, then I'll just use. I'm not able to share from my system. Give me
Okay.
1 second, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just pasting few of the links which I'll be using during the
Yeah, sure.
call. So So let me come over there and we can use the. If yeah, for sure. Yeah. My screen is visible. Okay.
Not.
Okay, just give me a moment. Is it visible
Yeah.
now?
No, yeah.
Okay, okay. Okay, guys. Yeah, so hi everyone. Like Shipik already showed you one use case of our data structures and data points, so which is KYL, right? Uh, so basically, like he showed he showed the GE app where you guys were able to see the hierarchical data points of a river basin, sub basin, watershed, and then how micro watershed is the base uh, data structure which define uh, everything for us, right? Like you can you can see how micro watershed is defined at such level that it like basically correlates to a village, right? So we will see in this ER diagram how uh, see basically like a river basin is correlated to sub basin, right? Basically, it's one-to-many relationships. Yeah, and then sub basins are divided into watersheds, and watersheds are subdivided into micro watersheds, and these are all one-to-many relationships. Yeah. So basically, uh, it's a land our whole system is a landscape entity of discrete spatial units, and these are all connected in nested manner, and basically each defines a unique relationship, right? uh, Similarly, we have state, district, and then tehsil, and tehsil can be subdivided into villages. Yeah. So there are three categories over here. One you can see is in green, the other you can see is in blue, and the last one is in red color. Yeah. So basically, the green ones are available in uh, GE app. Yeah, you can fetch the data from the GE as Kshitiz showed earlier also. Right. The blue ones are available at the API level, which we will show you later. Yeah. Uh, our colleague, she will represent the API level data. Okay. And the third is the red one, which is basically derived. You can programmatically derive the data, uh, right? And we have future plans that we will try to make each data set available at API level. Okay, so that it's easy to use and build upon. Uh, so this is all about the ER diagram. Okay. Yeah, so if you have any questions, and you can park the question.
Yeah, I have one question. So, can we understand the water quality around these water sets or micro water sets?
Water quality.
Yeah.
Uh,
If we get this data somewhere from some source, we can definitely analyze it, but we haven't implemented yet. So that's the idea, right? If you figure out some data source from where we can get this water quality, then we can definitely build that. This whole entire data is built like that, that we are taking some data as an input and producing this output. And in between those, we are doing computation. So we haven't implemented yet, yeah, but if you can suggest some source, we can definitely try this.
Can Sentinel-based raster data be used because it is multispectral and uh, based on the color, we can infer something about the quality of water or pollutants mixed within the water. Maybe I don't know for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Any idea is most welcome. So as I showed you on the first community meeting, that this entire stack built by different stages. So research and methodology is done by the researcher team. So if you can write and come up with some methodology, we can definitely try to convert this into the code and produce the output, right? So that's how what that is the whole purpose of this call and this open source data, that you come up with either methodology, yeah, either some data source, or you can prototype something. We can definitely adopt that. Right. So
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you,
sure. No, we are working on this, and if we crack it, we will definitely share with you.
yeah,
Okay.
sure, sure. Most welcome, most welcome.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
yeah. So I hope like Kapil has answered your question, right? Uh,
Yeah, yeah, sure.
so moving to we have built a starter kit that you guys can use, right? It basically contains the GeoJSON, like basically uh, it outlines the core stack APIs to get a list of geospatial layers given a location. Yeah. So we have like already computed a ton of data points of a certain tehsil. Given a state district tehsil, we have a bunch of data point. You can use the APIs and then you can fetch the data points, right? Then you can define the data in a data structure, which we have like built a certain example, uh, basically converted it into object relation mapping, which basically contains the data point and a micro watershed, which MWS is the base, right? Then these data structure can be flattened into a data frame, yeah, and though the data frame can be used to answer some interesting questions, right? So we did one example also. So I'll show you. So we also have published the same on the our website. You can go over this link. We will share this link over the Discord channel. Yeah. So we basically like use the cropping intensity layer and then compared for two tehsils. One is in Gujarat. Yeah. Uh, Basically, it is Bhavnagar, and the second one is Karnataka. So one tehsil is Bhavnagar, which is in Bhavnagar district in Gujarat, and second one is Devadurga in the Raichur district in Karnataka. Yeah. Uh, Basically, like both Bhavnagar and Devadurga are semi-arid areas that get about 700 millimeter of rainfall. Yeah. But Bhavnagar has mostly rain-fed agriculture, while Devadurga has canal-based irrigation, and they have extensive use of groundwater. Yeah. So basically, like both have similar topography, mostly flat plains, uh, and both lose significant amount of water from Kharif to Rabi season. Yeah. So, like one key question is why do they have the different agriculture patterns, right? Uh, so for Bhavnagar, uh, there is like positive water balance in many micronutrients. Cropping intensity also is inversely correlates with the water balance. Like farmers are using the available water. Okay? And in Bhavnagar, like they are heavily dependent on the rainfall and the surface water. Uh, but in Devadurga, the water balance, like you can second. Yeah. So for Devadurga, like this is for Bhavnagar, how graphs are defined and how like cropping intensity against cropping intensity again water balance is mapped. Right? For Devadurga, we can see uh, like there is negative water balance across all the micro water sets. Uh, the cropping intensity is higher compared to how, yeah, and there is no correlation between cropping intensity and water balance. Okay, so the conclusion is basically the deficit filled by groundwater pumping and canal irrigation. Yeah, and which has a risk, basically the depletion of groundwater. Yeah, and low resilience if infrastructure fails. Uh, what our starter kit is enabling for you is there are certain data points and there are certain data stories that we can build. Okay, so you can just pull up. Give us 1 second. We have trouble with our system. So, the code walkthrough is very simple. We have core stack. So our system is acting up, like I'm clicking something and getting something else. So bear with us for a. Yeah. So the core stack layer is basically fetches the layers from the URLs for particular district, state, tehsil, sets up the data structure, flattens up into a data frame, and you can use it to plot some interesting charts to compare cropping intensity against drought frequency, water balance, seasonal surface water availability, etc. Right? The core stack ORM defines the classes for terrain, micro watersheds, water bodies, and utility function to populate the properties of these classes from GeoJSON. Yeah. Um, yeah. The data folder basically contains the charts, basically the one which I showed earlier. Yeah. And layer description is basically the ORM result. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, give us a moment. We are facing some technical glitches. Yeah, we are resharing our screen. Could face some issue. Let me know if you can see it. Okay, yeah, over from
Yeah. So basically, we can see our screen again. Uh, this is the data folder I was talking about. This is one such layer of power navigator. This is the cropping intensity layer. Yeah. So this contains all the data in GeoJSON format. If you so the other is the layer description, which is the markdown which we generated for the ORM, right? So this has all the properties that's coming into the cropping intensity here. Yeah, we can then load these GeoJSONs, or basically we can just use APIs and use those APIs to fetch the layers, convert, flatten it into a data structure, and then convert it into a pandas data frame and build out a certain story or data point or some graphs. One such sample, which I showed you for Bhavnagar and Devadurga. Yeah. So these are all the data points that's coming over. Uh, this is the main code that you may run. Yeah. Uh, this is the API key that you have to put here. Shiv, like Shiv can further show you how to generate a API key. You can put your API key over here, and then you can run this. Yeah. Uh, these are currently hard code. You can use some other, uh, like Shiv can walk you through. Like we have a active location API. So what it does is basically it will show you all the locations for which we have already generated the data, right? So all the layers are generated for those location and it's present on our server. Yeah. So she can walk you through that also. So you can put things over and then you can parse the layer and you can generate a certain story. Yeah. One such example is this one. We will share all these details on the Discord server. Yeah. And yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ankit.
Yeah.
If you guys have any question, please ask. Then we'll move to our final session of demonstrating the API. So please feel free to ask any question. Yes, then we can move to our next session. So Kshitish demonstrated our core data structure a bit, and Ankit also explained the interrelationship with by the ER diagram. And now I hope we understand that all our data point is indexed on MWS ID. So we opened up some APIs to get this data from the different units. So Shiv and I will give you a bit walkthrough about all our available API. So first I will start with the security part. So as in security, our API takes as is a API key as a parameter, X API key, and you can generate it by our dashboard. And if you guys are facing any issue with this, please do let us know. So this is our URL dashboard.corestack.org where we will enter the credentials. So right now the permission structure is only org admin can generate the API's key. We kept it limited, but we are again we some suggestions are most welcome how we can make it more accessible, and we are also thinking about it how we can make this section more accessible to the user so that they can quickly generate it. So if you go to the dashboard, you can see this option to generate API key. You can at least generate two API keys. We limit it to two, but again, we are very much open about your suggestion if we want to expand it. Their expiry date is somewhere in the future, so it's almost up to 10 years. How this whole uh, uh, thing is working, whenever you will register your user, we will receive an email and we will make you org admin. So please feel free to connect us over Discord if anyone is So when we are receiving emails and we are assigning them an org, right? So if anyone is facing any issue, just let us know. We will again connect with you and resolve it. So go to the dashboard and you can generate the API key. You can take the view the API key, also copy it. So that's where you can generate the API. Now coming back to the various set of API. So we have also a redoc documentation. We'll share that with you guys after the call so that you can see that redoc documentation, and it has all the information with the parameter and query parameter and the response dictionary. So I'm starting with some of our API. Exactly, I'm demonstrating you all the APIs one by one. But if time allow, I have just 9 minutes left, but I'll wrap it up quickly. So not all state district blocks are activated on Core Stack. So we can generate data for any tehsil, but it's not generated for the pan India, right? So whatever data we have, you can request by this. Yes. Oh, sorry. This is my your Siri. Sorry. So you can get all the activate location by this get activate locations API. Again, it will take input as an API key, and as in response body, it will give you the state district block. You can use any state district block from this and hit all our APIs to get the data. And if you do not found your state district tehsil, you can request it by our KYL website and even post it over Discord channel. We can take this forward. We will generate the data for data generation. We have automated pipeline, so we will trigger it and it will generate. Now I'm coming back to next get admin details. So we also simplified this. Let's say if I can think about some user case, so it will drill down eventually to let long, where people will get data based on the let long. So okay, so this we designed this API to just return the admin details of that let long. So as a parameter, you will pass latitude and longitude. It will return the state district block of our DB. It's obviously not a standard. It's inside our DB. So this will return you state district block. Now you have state district tehsil. Sorry, not block, tehsil. Now you have state district tehsil. So you can hit the API to get all the data of that particular state district tehsil. This is get tehsil data API. Input parameter is a state district tehsil, and response is various data set related to that tehsil, related to aquifer restoration, tree changes, drought quality, causality, change detections, hydrological data, cropping intensity data. So it's aggregated to that tehsil level, right? It's not that raw data set. You can check this. Okay, so this is again the different set of that tehsil level. Now going to the next set of API. So as Ankit also showed on our starter kit, that by using GeoJSON, they were on that starter kit, we were plotting all the analysis. So this from where you can fetch the raw data, the GeoJSON of that particular uh, tehsil. Again, the input parameter is state district tehsil, and output parameter is whatever layer we have generated for that particular tehsil. You can see it here. So let's say if we are adding more data set in future, it will appear here, and this is the GeoJSON URL. You can click on this link and get the GeoJSON. We are hosting all our geospatial data on the Geo server, which is again an open source geospatial tool. So this is hitting to that Geo server, and you can access that you can access all sort of data for that particular tehsil. Again, the next set of API is get MWS ID by let long. So as we told that our all data set is indexed on the MWS. So you should have known about the, so if I think about the use cases, so let's say on this lat long I want to plot the cropping intensity of my lat long. So from this you can get the MWS, and by using MWS you can get the different various time series, which is our next API, and plot the data. So if, right, so this is our next API, which will take the input as a state district tsil and MWS ID, which is a unique identifier for each MWS, which Kshitij already showed it to you, and it will return you the time series. So we can add more data to it if whenever we are generating more data sets. So right now it says ET runoff and precipitation. We are generating it fortnightly, so we are keeping is, you can take the data and do the analysis on the top of it. You can utilize in any of applications. This next sort of API is limited to the KYL indicator. So we haven't drilled down into the KYL in more detail about it indicator. So if you get a chance, you will go through it, and there are lots of indicators related to. So it's again drilled down to the MWS ID, again the index on MWS ID, and lots of data related to that MWS. What is the terrain cluster, average precipitation, crop intensity average, and the till admin details, total narega, runoff, dry spell. So it is related to that particular MWS. So this API is used to get the data of that MWS. Again, in next set of API, we build a report by using different data set where, and it's mostly used by the CSOs and the agency who's working in the field to understand more about their landscape, and they can use this API. And even if I think about the use cases, if somebody wants to generate any report about their lat long, from that lat long they can resolve the MWS, then from the MWS they can generate this report. I'll share this a sample report over the discussion because I don't have much time left. So just go through it, and maybe next session we will cover this MWS report. Now, next set of APIs, water body by Stacy. So we list by using this API, you can get all the water bodies in that tehsil. So these contains all the data related to that water body. This UUID is the unique ID of that water body, and then this water availability under Kharif, Rabi season, Kharif, Rabi Zaid, max catchment area, stream order, whether this is on drainage line or off, not on the drainage line. And we also build a zone of influence around that water body by using an algorithm. And this zone of influence is in circular boundary, let's say some radius of boundary, and we are calculating cropping intensity under zone of influence. And we showed you the water body dashboard during our last call. We are using all of these data over there to differentiate between the pre-desilting and post-desilting, what impact, what changes. So we will be soon the NDMI data to this also. And again, the last API is to get this data particular for that particular water body. We are also thinking about designing some more API into it to get the surface water body ID. And yeah, so that's sort of API. These all APIs are available on the redoc documentation. I'll also post you the URL of that redoc documentation. Please go through this. And yeah, and yeah, just we are on the time, but yeah, you can ask the question. If you guys any question, please do ask.
Is there any CSV or DB SQLite file available with the list of all these states, district, tehsil, villages, along with their UIDs?
Right now, you can access it via our API. It's returning you all sort of API, but you are asking about the CSV.
Any file which
Right
has the
now,
list of all uh,
right now not,
districts
but you
or
can use this API to get all the list and build your own CSV, right?
okay.
Just
Get
hit this
active
get active
location.
location API and store its response into a CSV.
Yeah.
Any more question?
So my question is, how to download actual raster files for specific micro watersheds?
So you can use the GE asset and clip that. If you need for just from that micro watershed, you need to clip it. You can use GE asset and clip on that particular micro watershed and export it. But if you want to download it for a particular tehsil, you can go to KYL and download it. For downloading it to particular micro watershed, you can do the filtering, right? You can write some piece of code on the GE and export function. If you want, we can help you with that.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Any more any question? Else we can conclude the call for today. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for all of you for joining. We will be sharing all of these resources soon after this call. And for next community call, we will be posting our agenda very soon. We are planning to do some invited talks, invite someone who can give some talk. So we will post the agenda in our Discord channel, and please do follow. If you guys have any issue, doubt, you can ask us on the Discord channel. Any issue related to accessing the APIs key, and we are getting some questions on Discord channel. We are also trying to address it. If required, we can also connect over a separate call to address all of these questions. So we will be discussing with the person who is raising this. Soon we will also
One
start.
last question.
Yeah.
Can you please suggest any course or book or articles to get understanding of these MWS and like the whole water resources planning and
Yeah, we
how
will post
these
some
things work with
suggestions.
like a technical understanding?
Yeah, sure. We'll post some suggestions and reading, but if you go through our technical manual, you'll understand it a bit. But for a detailed understanding, we will post some resources on the group. Okay.
Yeah, any open courses also would work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure,
thanks.
sure. We'll do that. We'll surely post that. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining the call. We will post the recording of this call on the Discord channel also, on our YouTube uh, channel also. Thanks for joining the call. See you guys in the next call. Thank you. Have a nice
Thank
day.
you.